Hi, guys. How are you today? Time to talk Beverly Hills. What's up, Yates? You ready? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
John Yates has been working overtime. Okay, he. What do you say? He. What's the word you use? Not busted a story last night. What is it?
I
Dropped.
my
He
head is
dropped.
just spinning so much. I need Dramamine right now.
Wait, he
It's
dropped a
insane.
story last night that was explosive, okay? And that took all night. He didn't get to bed.
There's
And now he
another.
just broke
There's
another one a couple minutes ago.
two news stories right now, and
John,
Is it about
no one
Beverly
said it was
Hills?
easy.
no,
No,
it's not. It's 90 Day
no.
Fiance stuff.
Oh.
He's really losing his mind. I mean, the boy is working overtime. How many fingers am I holding up, John? He hasn't slept.
13. I don't know how many.
All right, but that's for another day. Right after this, you will break those stories. But right now, we're talking Beverly Hills. And before I get started, so let me go ahead and play my intro and let more people come into the room. I forgot all about it, and then we'll jump right into it.
That was short.
You cut it short?
Let me try it again.
That was like
Yeah, I don't know what you
mid
did.
clip.
Hold on. Hi, guys. How are you? What the hell was that?
Wow. I mean, really, I was starting to think that you broke a story at 1 a.m. in the morning.
Sharrell say she ready to get on the girl.
Yeah,
It
I get
just
it.
stopped. That is so weird. Okay, before we get into the details, do we all agree it was good last night?
It was good.
Yates,
Yeah.
Gabor,
I love to see a house with 17 bedrooms, baby.
V, did you like it?
It was good. Yeah,
It was really, really good. Okay, so let's start out with the beginning. Garcelle calling out Kyle she was mad at Kyle because Kyle had said on air that she didn't pay for some charity auction. Okay,
$5,000 at the she kind of put Garcelle on blast at the reunion last year because Garcelle never paid $5,000 for her donation.
and she explained to she had to explain to Kyle how bad that made her look, especially as a black woman.
Well,
Go ahead, Gabor.
I honestly, okay, I get both sides, right? But you have to understand that Garcelle was going through doing press before the season started saying that she felt like the girls were scared to go after her because she was black and they didn't want to get attacked by black Twitter, right? And so I guess Kyle felt like, bitch, I ain't scared. Let me tell them what you did. You know what I'm saying? You didn't pay your $5,000, but I'm not scared to tell you what you did wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I didn't look at it that way.
You didn't look at it like what?
That Kyle was saying, like, I'm not scared. I looked at it as, go ahead, Gabor. What'd you say?
I felt like that she was like, okay, I'm not scared to tell you what you did wrong, and I'm not scared to go after you. I'm not scared of black Twitter. You came to my event and you didn't pay your $5,000 like you were supposed to, and it is what it is.
I didn't look at it that way. I looked at it this way. We can go over how everybody looked at it. I looked at it as Kyle lives in a bubble, a Beverly Hills bubble, and really doesn't look at things the way normal people look at them because she's just used to that little Beverly Hills lifestyle. That's how I look at it. That's why they think they could team up and bully someone and not realize that the whole world is going to turn on them because they're looking at it just through their eyes. How did you see it, V?
Yeah, I think she didn't have to mention that, and that
Didn't have to mention what?
That she didn't pay the bill. Because, I mean, she could have pulled her to the side and said, we never got the money for that. But I think she was trying to call her out and kind of embarrass her. And like Garcelle said, it went along with the black person that don't pay the bill type of stereotype.
Uh-huh.
And I think Kyle unconsciously brought that up because I think if it would have been still in Erica, she wouldn't have mentioned it like that. She wouldn't have called her out like that.
I understand that, but I think that I'm not trying to be funny, and I love Garcelle. She's a black woman. But Garcelle brings up race constantly. She's the one who brings up the stereotype. She did it again with the bear. You know what I'm saying? Oh, black girls don't want to be around bears. You know what I'm saying? You don't got to tell black girls twice. You know what I'm saying? She does it all the time. She's the one who's constantly bringing up race.
I think
so either you're going to be in the group, you're either going to be on the group and be yourself, or you not. You don't have to keep on constantly bringing it up that you're a black woman. And then feeling a certain type of way when somebody says something to you.
I agree with you on that, Gabor, because she does mention that a whole lot, like everything she does. This is what black people do. You know, either you're in the group or you're out. And if you're in the group, stop. They can see. You don't have to keep telling them that you're black. You know.
Well, Kathy can't see. Kathy thought that was Kyle.
You know, at the same time, though, I mean, at the same time, I'll say this though, and I think when you in that group, you know what you are, right? And you know what how people perceive you too. So I think they could do it just to like a general reminder, like, hey, you know, I am here, so don't come at me a certain way. I feel like when Kyle said that, it wasn't unconscious. I think it was a conscious move on her part to degrade somebody. In the thing,
but degrade somebody because she's black. Did she do it because she's black?
Yes, because
I think so.
I mean, yeah, no. I mean, for me, that's how I feel. I just feel like, and trust me, I have a lot of white friends, and I've experienced the same things too. Not on a day-to-day basis, but at times it do come across that way.
John, I'm serious. If she thought it was Erica, if Erica had did that same exact thing, which she's very capable of doing, Kyle would not have did that. She would not have done that. And that's my true belief.
But see, that goes into my point of what Garcelle was going around in the press saying, that the girls were scared to come after her because if they said it to a white woman, it'll be one way. But if they said it to a black woman, it'll be a whole different thing. And Kyle pulled their card. Like, okay, well, you didn't pay your $5,000. I'm not scared of black Twitter. That's how she, you know, I'm the queen bee, even though she ain't, but she feel that way. I'm the queen bee, and I'm not scared to go after you, and I'm not scared of what the fans are going to have to say.
Well, no, I agree. I mean, because I think at certain times, when you have a certain crowd, it's always that one person who want to stand out to be the one. You know what I'm saying? To be the one that, oh, girl, I can't believe you said that. You know, to get the praise and shit for it.
What do you think, John?
I agree with Gabor. You know, Kyle's not stupid. I don't think that Kyle maliciously said that to attack her because, you know, she's a certain race. I think she was just saying, you know, I don't know. I think Kyle would know better than to play that card because Kyle doesn't want to lose her seat on that show, and Kyle knows what would happen to her if she did it that way.
Does anybody agree with me? She unconsciously did it.
Oh, she did it on purpose. She did it on purpose.
I think she called her out on purpose, but she wasn't looking at it as a race point of view. Like, well, if she would have known,
if she was fighting with Dorit or like Rinna, and Rinna or Dorit didn't pay the $5,000, she probably would have attacked them just the same.
I don't think that it was at a race point of view. I thought it was more of a bitch. You don't sit at the table that we sit at.
Exactly.
Your little bitty house and the stuff that you got. Compared to what we got is not the same thing.
But
you know,
I feel.
I mean, this is the first time that a black person's been on the show, and I think that they're all at a certain conscious level of this is a black person that's on the show for the first time that's included in our group. So some of the stuff and like it kind of weighs on both sides because Garcelle plays black too much. Oh, they did this because I'm black. Oh, black this, black that. But at the same time, on the other hand, they are making more conscious decisions about things that they say and do because she is black.
So if she's there, if she's in the room. If she wasn't in the room, they wouldn't have to have these boundaries. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And the only thing I'm saying is, I think she consciously said it. I mean, and this is where we disagree, Sharrell. I think she did it because she's trying to make her mark. Ever since the LVP left, she's trying to be this step along. Oh, I am the go-to.
But
I
I
will
don't
say what's on my mind.
think she was.
And-
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I keep interrupting you. I
but-
can't wait to say my part.
Okay. Just to prove a point to you, right? Prove a point, and you'll find out during this season if it was so unconscious, right? She don't read the damn blogs about Erica. You would not see her come at Erica that damn way this season. Mark my words. If she don't, if she do, period. Like I said,
What
I'll
about
close
that,
out, right?
John?
So-
Do you think she would attack Erica like that, Kyle?
I think that Kyle, so like Perry just said, that he wants, like, that Kyle wants to be top dog, that she'll do whatever she can to make waves for herself.
Right.
But that's the thing, though. Kyle has never really attacked nobody. She kind of lets other people do her dirty work.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
kind of let other people get in her ear. But I think that since Garcelle kind of called them out, like, oh, they kind of, you know what I'm saying? They don't treat me like that. That's how she kind of made it seem like, oh, they scared of me. They scared of Black Twitter. They're not gonna do nothing to me. And Kyle was like, well, I'm not scared. And you know, all of the girls in the group kind of looked to Kyle. And when Andy had read the question at the reunion, none of the girls even moved their face. They didn't even, when Andy had said that about, because she went on Wendy Williams and said it too. You know what I'm saying? That the girls was kind of scared to come at her because they didn't want to be attacked by Black Twitter. All of them was scared to say anything except for Kyle. And Kyle brought it up.
I think that Kyle doesn't even think about Black Twitter because she's in this bubble. They're the Beverly Hills bubble. That doesn't even cross her mind. She's worried about what kind of clothes she's wearing and who's doing this. And I'm going to call her out because I'm trying to keep my job. I don't want to have a boring reunion. I just think she just said it and didn't realize there was another side to this.
Why did we need as the audience, why did we need to know that she didn't pay the bill?
Because she's messy, period. But she's not being messy because she's Black. She's just messy.
Well,
Kyle.
okay.
That's
And
what I
my
think.
point is,
I disagree.
And I'm saying this, and I'll go on record and say this, and I would apologize later if she do it to somebody else, right?
Okay.
Because hell,
Write it down, V. He said he's going on record.
Kyle been on the show for a while. Have she really called some people out?
No.
But she felt like she had the power to, in Perry's opinion, because she was a Black woman.
Wow, this
That's
is getting
what
deep.
I think. And let's just roll with it. Is what it is, right? I think she felt like she was gaining some kind of super points among the rest of the group. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, it happens, and like, yeah, I agree, V. You know, and when Garcelle come on, she shouldn't always just throw up all this stuff, you know, because like the whole thing is this. I'm not a racist person. I have friends that I know deep inside aren't racist. And we hung out for years and still my friends today. But we have had conversations where they went there and could never understand what I was saying to them. Because it is a certain thing as a bubble, because it's not their reality.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, and sometimes if people don't take time out to think and analyze somebody else's reality, they would never get it.
What about this, though? Garcelle is definitely shaking up the group. That subject would have never been brought up if she wasn't there.
Right.
So she's kind of disrupting the mean girl crew, the way that I see it. She's confronting Kyle with things. She's confronting Lisa Rinna with things. She's shaking it up. And I don't think their normal formula of picking out a girl and destroying her life is going to work this season. Does anybody agree with me?
But she's using race behind everything that she has a problem with. She wants to use, and that's the problem. You know, you can't want to get into it with the girls, and every time they do something that you don't like, Black. You want to bring race. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and she
you didn't
does
like that call. You didn't like that call. Brought it up. Now you want to do. Well, do you know how Black women look? And then you do the same thing later on with Lisa Rinna. Well, I didn't want to like the angry Black woman. Well, first of all, the thing with Denise and Rinna had nothing to do with you.
Right.
Nothing.
No, I mean, and that part I get.
And I don't want to look angry. I don't want to look at like the angry Black woman. Girl, be yourself. They gonna talk regardless.
Okay, and I get it, Gabor, because like the whole thing is, and you know, race is one of those funny things that I typically don't like to talk about in public. Maybe a one-on-one situation where I know the person, where they know where I'm coming from, not from a bad spot. But I just think this. I think that she shouldn't use it because shouldn't use it as much like that. Just state your opinion and what you got to say it. But I would say this though. Go ahead, Sharrell.
How do you know that Garcelle doesn't have put a lot of pressure on herself to be a certain way because she doesn't want to disappoint the black race?
Well,
Let me read this really quick.
Okay.
That was a microaggression by Kyle. That's how someone else feels. Go ahead, Carrie.
No. Sharrell, I'm saying I get that part, right? It's what I'm saying is because we all on the panel, we know race is a touchy thing, right? But it's also part of our reality, right? It's something that truly exists, right? So what I'm saying is that blacks, like Gabor said, shouldn't go, and for every little problem you got, it's not because of race. Not everything goes towards your race. It could just be a personality clash between a person. But some things is what I'm trying to say.
And that was, I think, that particular thing, because I think, just like Gabor said earlier, I think she calls out race too much. Oh, this black, I'm a black woman. Oh, I think that, come on now, stop. If you're going to be in the group, be in the group. But that particular thing with Kyle calling her out like that about that money, because that is a stereotype for blacks, I think Kyle did that because of her color.
Well, whether she did it or not. Oh, let me read this from Monica. This channel's my favorite. John?
Oh, he froze. Go ahead.
I'm frozen.
Oh, wait. Wait, what's going on here?
I had to switch my Wi-Fi. Sorry, go ahead.
It scared the day.
John just did that because we black.
I needed another white person next to me to talk about these serious issues. So I tried to clone myself real quick, and it didn't work.
Sorry. Monica says this is my favorite. This channel is my favorite. Best crew of moderators. Sharrell, we have the same opinions. Thank you. I hope you feel that way at the end of this video. People don't like to have the same opinion as me. Let me read this one. Kyle came after Garcelle to see if she would back down, and she didn't. Listen, can we all agree on this? We're loving Garcelle confronting people. How about that? I love it.
No, I agree with that. And not everything she confronted with is race. But I can't be sensitive about a subject, but keep bringing it up. Okay.
All right.
Now, I would agree with that. But when she confront them just on a personality basis, like Lisa Rinna, when she come across and say, "Hey, well, can I trust you?"
No.
John, don't scare us like that. Don't think we could handle two of you.
I don't think Cody could either, to be honest with you.
All right, let's move on. Let's move on to other things. Let's talk about Kathy Hilton. I love Kathy Hilton. She has the most money than anybody in the franchise, okay? But she was the most grounded and down to earth. She didn't complain about her room size. She wasn't saying, "Where's the person to carry my bags?" like Dorit did.
Well, she really went through it. No glam, and she had to like carry her bags up 2 whole steps. Like my heart really went out for her on this episode.
Did you guys see Dorit's face when they hold the diamond? Did you guys see Dorit's face in that thing? I mean, it looked like she just got right off the table. Her face looked like literally like she had just came from surgery.
Yeah.
Dorit?
Yeah, look at it again. When they show you holding the diamond, when all of the girls get together, just try to pay attention to Dorit's face again. I was like, damn, Dorit.
Look, Dorit does look different. Are we all gonna say she had something done to her face?
Of course she did.
What do you think it was? Ambassador, since you love her so much. Wait, what is it?
Dorit looks different. Dorit gets touched up before every season, and she's always getting something done. Have you seen her high school yearbook picture from like Connecticut?
And it was like, who the hell is that? Yeah,
with her like perm and everything else that she had back then.
They're all working on their faces. Kathy looked like she had something done to hers. Who else looked fun? Kyle admitted to hers. They just do it as maintenance, don't they? Like,
well, no, Kyle said a bird flew into her nose, and she just had to get like a nose job, and then she had to think, because
while you're up there,
that flew into her nose while she was there.
It's weird to me because I think that Kyle looks better on the trip rather than she did after the nose had settled in her confessional. She looked it better on the trip than she does in her confessional to me.
I mean, look, these women are always getting something done. It's ridiculous. But I guess that's that bubble that they live in. I guess everyone around them, that's what they do. Oh, it's time for me to go get more lip injections. Time for this, time for that.
Right.
So we're not going to recognize them.
But see, Kathy didn't need a maid because she was going to use Kyle. That's why she told Kyle, you got to go get me a new phone tomorrow. I don't need a maid. I'm going to use my little sister. You're going to go and do everything for me. Get in here and plug up my fan.
Well,
and make sure my fan is working.
Do you like Kathy Gabor?
I mean, I haven't seen enough of her to like her or not, but I know I love Crystal. And we could get into that later.
I love Kathy.
Yeah. She's my favorite.
Who loves Kathy on the panel? I love Kathy.
I think this.
You, John?
John like her.
I love her.
I would say this. I haven't seen enough of her, but she don't come across as a person that feeling privileged or whatever.
Exactly, Perry. She's like down to earth, like your next door neighbor. Like, here's your cup of sugar. Yep. You know, Kathy doesn't in my head feel like that. Like she has to show her wealth. And and she's like probably the richest person on that whole show. And she doesn't have to
but you would think it was Erica. But you would think it was Erica.
I met a lot of rich people, and you get the ones who new to richness and don't know how to act. But the people who got it would show up in jeans, pickup truck, and you'd be like, damn, don't you get this money? But they secure on who they are, right?
And you have to admit, John, or anybody, that Dorit's barbecue last week was a joke. That is not what kind of barbecue was
barbecue?
that?
Wait. Where was the grill? Where were the hot dogs? Where were the hamburgers?
I'm just still mad at Erica.
Salad? Where was it?
I'm still mad at Erica for wearing Big Bird's dress.
Oh yeah.
Like Kathy and Crystal came to that barbecue dressed like it's a barbecue.
Yeah. Well, Crystal went like she was going to a funeral.
First of all, the barbecue gonna start when it's dark. The barbecues usually start when it's light outside, and it goes into the darkness.
Yeah. So I'm feeling like Kathy is very down to earth. I like her, and I think there's a huge possibility that she could steal the show from Kyle.
Oh yeah.
I think Kyle tried to barbecue that salmon. The salmon.
The salmon.
Oh yeah.
Kyle tried to barbecue that salmon.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's why they don't do barbecues. They can't even cook fish the right way.
That's what I'm saying. They live in a bubble because Kyle knows she doesn't cook her own food, and so I don't know why she tried to do it on this trip. She wanted us all to think that she was down to earth and burn the damn fish, and they had to eat it. I wouldn't have eaten.
With the chef standing right there.
And she said the chef could have the night off. I was like, no.
And worked to the death.
No.
Said the chef could have the night off, and she worked to the death.
Yeah.
Can you turn on the noodles? Here? Yeah. Can you work to the death? That ain't the night off.
Yeah.
Once she burnt that fish, I could just see Kathy making tuna fish sandwiches for everybody. All right, guys, I got this. Tuna fish sandwiches for everybody. Let me just say you're all fed. Like, that's how down to earth I think Kathy is.
But Kyle wanted to out Kathy, and wanted us to think she was down to earth. And I make the best salmon there ever is. She did say that. I cook so good. And then she burned the whole
and burned it and called it blackened salmon. That wasn't no blackened Cajun salmon. That was burnt salmon.
I know. And then she said, how come everybody didn't eat all their fish?
that part was hard. That part was hard.
Yeah.
But I gotta say this though. I think Kathy could steal the show, not on purpose though, because I think with these shows, these people come on and they work so hard to try to be something they're not. That we just want to see people with money, see how you live, and be you. Yeah. Kathy is just being her. I don't feel like that she's trying to be superficial or anything. If anybody could, it could be her.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
She didn't complain about room size, none of that. She was just happy to be on the plane, just to be moving around outside of COVID. You know what I'm saying?
And let me give you another example. When they were playing the game, Erica didn't really mention her lies, right?
Oh yeah. She fake.
Kathy told all truth. Like she was down to earth. It was just funny. Like, why didn't you reveal your life? It was like easy going. I cannot stand Erica. She's getting worse to me, and I don't understand why she's still trying to fake this certain image when we all know she's going through hell. What is that about?
She probably knew what's about to come, and she was trying to still seem like a goody before like it hits the fan. That's my thought on that, anyways.
So I want to say one of the producers
just don't like who dressing her. I don't care. I don't
dressing
care.
Who?
Erica.
I ain't never liked them.
You don't like the glam squad, V?
No.
Did you see that Big Bird dress last week? I'm still mad. I am still mad.
No, she was Carrie Bradshaw from Sex and the City with her tutu. That's what she was.
You're being a little too much judgmental. You don't like the glam squad. Come on. They do her hair nice.
No, she said she walked in.
Right. They're not treating her right.
She walked in looking like Big Bird in pink.
So apparently this was 5 days before, this taping was 5 days before she filed for divorce. Apparently. That's what one of the
5 days before she filed?
Mm-hmm.
Who you talking about?
Erica.
Okay.
I need to find Erica's real name because I'm not calling her Erica no more.
You're not going to call her Erica no more. Why?
I need to find her real name.
It's probably Rebecca James or something.
What's her real name?
I don't know. I don't think Erica Jane is her real name.
Are you saying Erica's so fake you don't even believe that that's her name?
I mean, when she was working, her name was Blue Moon.
And so,
Harry, stop.
But I like Crystal, but I gotta say this. People try to tell you a little bit about themselves, but they don't go all the way. Like Erica tried to say, I worked at the strip club, but I wasn't a stripper. You was a stripper. And Crystal, you worked for this escort service, but you wasn't an escort.
But
you was just talking on the phone.
She was only 18, and she did it for the summer.
You was talking on the phone. You was just talking on the phone, really?
Wait, you believe that?
I wouldn't even associate my name with that. That's not nothing that I would even tell. I would take that to my grave.
One thing I can say though, at least she said it. And said, part of me.
No. If you're gonna say it, tell the truth. And if you're an escort, tell the truth.
I get it.
That.
Okay, but we don't have receipts now. As much as Perry want to just go out here and just say his opinion, we don't have receipts. The girl said she did work, but she was a receptionist at 18. Could be true.
What was she receiving? What was she receiving?
She ain't really get,
What was she receiving?
I don't know. She was answering the phone.
Come on, I
don't know what she was doing.
Come on, Perry.
One thing I found weird about it, and then Erica lit up. That's my kind of girl. I bet it is.
I bet it is.
As hell. That's all you know is stripping and hoeing.
Because Erica gonna try to get over there to see. Erica gonna try to get over there and see who her husband is friends with, and Erica gonna try to be her new friend. To see who her husband is friends with.
Oh,
but she can get her a new man.
Because she's looking for something new.
Gabor, you need to stop. You think that that Erica's gonna get a new rich man to replace Tom?
No,
of course.
Not just a rich man. She might be over there trying to get that one Crystal will.
Okay.
I don't know. She could always work the phone line over Crystal's, former escort service once this all blows over. At least Erica might have some type of job, and Crystal could help her out with that.
Wait a minute. So, V, do you think that Crystal was an escort? I feel so bad saying it.
That's just like me working at Burger King and not eating a burger. I mean, I can't convince nobody. I worked at Burger King, but I never ate the burgers. I just worked at the front desk. At the front.
John, do you think Crystal was an escort?
My first job was at Burger King, so I'm completely picking up what so that was my first job.
Mine too.
Liz goes even further. She says, I think Crystal met her husband at the escort service. She worked at
he directed the Lion King.
Liz, you paying attention, girl. Liz watching the show, baby. Me and Liz watching the same show.
But you know something too, though, and because she never said how she actually ever really met him or came from that point.
Okay, we need to stop.
But don't he? But Perry, let's be real. Don't he look like he buys stuff?
No. Okay,
don't he look like the type of man that buys stuff?
No. That's my point.
You mean by women? Okay, this is going bad.
I didn't say that. You said that, Sharrell.
It could possibly.
This is going south.
It could possibly be true. Because if you think about it, most
Harry, we can't.
No. I would say
Crystal, this is
the
the
rich
second
girls.
episode.
Most of the rich girls who just had all the money
Oh God,
act a certain way. But that's why Erica's so hard to her core, and you don't understand it because she was used to swinging from the poles, right?
Oh God.
And so, no. I mean, and the crowd she had to deal with when she was working behind 7-Eleven and doing all these things, it's a different kind of crowd. So she got this hardness, but she went from that to riches. So, but she still got that ghetto mentality.
Or she want us to believe that she want us to believe that she ghetto. So that's why when she had her,
I believe it.
Two truths and she real. She. I wouldn't give her all that. She tried to be. She tried to be tough with them girls, but I don't think she that tough.
Gabor, we're not saying the ghetto as you may know it, but ghetto as the rest of them may know it. And
Perry, are you saying that to me because I'm black?
No. Okay. I mean, just a little bit.
But see, you see her two truth and a lie. She was saying that she wore a wire in the government case. I need to know more about that. You're not about to. We ain't going to bed. We talking about this. You wore a wire in what?
And then she was like, "Oh, I can't talk about that. We'll talk about this probably." Then why did you put that in there then?
And you did something with the mob. You did something with the mob. Really?
Well, I mean,
that contradicts itself because you a rat forever. You a rat forever to the mob if you wore a wire.
I bet you a lot of drug dealers frequent the strip clubs. So she could have I could see her doing that. Wearing a wire, doing whatever to get off.
They don't see the wire because she probably worked at a butt naked. So
okay.
We don't see the wire on her.
Hey, what you saying? She had a wire, Gabor. It was a G-string.
Look, we're bad. We're saying that Erica actually was a stripper and that Crystal probably was an escort. This is bad.
Erica was a stripper.
Like I said, I don't know, but if you really think about it,
oh God,
where did she go from being a receptionist to damn Hollywood? It's a big jump.
I listen to what people say. And Krista basically confirmed to me that I would have never even put my name and escort in the same service. So Marlo needs a piece.
I really wouldn't.
Marlo needs a piece next season.
And I mean, and don't get it wrong though. It's not like I don't like her. I mean, like I'm saying, because I think she's cool. But you got to admit, she got a certain kind of personality different than the other rich girls. It comes from your background somewhere.
What are you trying to say, Perry? Say it in layman's terms. What are you trying to say?
I'm just saying, more than likely, she could have instilled this courage and her feelings and stuff from being an escort.
The chat cracks me up. Gabor, the wire was in her wig.
But I want to make this clear. I don't think there's nothing wrong with being an escort though. She could do whatever she wanted to do. I just believe that she wasn't. It ain't nothing wrong with that.
Gabor,
I just
think then why is it illegal? Really, there's nothing wrong with being an escort.
If you're gonna waitress a table, what's the damn difference?
You working for tips?
Huh? Yeah.
You're working for tips?
I mean, hell.
Now let's talk about this. And I got to speed it up. We've been talking about this for a half hour. Let's talk about Garcelle confronting Lisa Rinna, telling her, "Why are you telling people that we're okay when we're not? And I don't think I'm ever going to trust you." And Lisa was like, "Yeah, okay, yeah, that's fine." I feel like someone needed to have that conversation with Lisa Rinna. Does anybody agree with me?
It needed to happen.
Lisa Rinna only went to Garcelle to patch that up because they knew they were going on the trip, and Lisa didn't want any tension between them. Because if she asked her, "Can you promise me that we're not going to?" I don't know what she said. How she said that we're not gonna.
That if I told you something, you wouldn't release it to the public.
Yeah, how
or
can
something like that. Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she said, "Well, I don't know." Then I would have just canceled that whole thing. I would have said, then that whole fake, let's patch this up, keep it. I don't need it. I don't need it. Because I think that whole thing was fake.
At least she couldn't lie to herself. One thing about it, Lisa Rinna couldn't lie to herself and say, "Oh yeah, no, girl, I wouldn't tell so." She knows she can't trust her damn self. She knows she got a big ass mouth.
I gotta keep this check.
I can't say that. I can't do that.
I gotta keep this check. Harry Hamlin haven't worked in years. My CVS line and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I even gotta sell my daughter to Scott Disick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We gotta keep this check. We gotta keep this check. And if you tell me something, Garcelle, I'm putting it out there.
It's hard to live in Beverly Hills, man. You gotta make, sacrifices every day.
Yeah.
I got my 19-year-old daughter who's scared to walk around a college campus, but she out here messing around with a grown man with 3 kids. Girl, please.
Yeah. Boy, you just said Lisa Rinna sold her daughter to Scott Disick.
It was some type of business.
Just like Kim Z was pimping out Brielle for John Legend tickets. It's like the same thing.
Yeah. Same thing.
You guys need to stop.
Come on, it's the same exact thing. I hate to use an analogy, Teresa, if you're watching, I know you won't understand that, but it's the same thing.
God, she's pimping her daughter out to Scott Disick.
Listen, seriously though, the girl, she literally had to take her daughter had to drop out of college because she had anxiety and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But now she's at home going around with a 30-something-year-old man with 3 kids.
But
and you don't got anxiety about that?
All about the money.
Stop.
Please.
Oh my God.
Lisa Rinna's all about the money. So she don't, as long as Scott got money, he could be 30 or 40. It don't matter. It's just like,
you know what? And Gabor is right. I mean,
she's trying to get the blueprint. She over there telling what's her name? Amelia, you get the blueprint. Yeah. You get the blueprint. You make him get that blueprint from Chris.
Oh yeah, I'm telling you, and because me and Gabor don't always agree, but me and him agree upon that. Yes, that's exactly what she's doing. And
you agree with me, Perry. It just take you. You agree with me, Perry. It just take you a while to realize you agree with me.
It's Friday about 2 p.m. in Lisa Rinna's house, and she said, "Amelia, oh, you got the date with Scott tonight, huh, Mama? I'm not feeling well. My stomach hurts.
You're going on that date.
Here's some Theraflu and some NyQuil, but hey." You ain't gonna mess this up.
Bag of pills. You know that Lisa's giving her a lot more, something harder than Theraflu with her bag of pills.
Lisa, that kind of person. Lisa's the kind of person that is
cancer in that bag of pills she's got in there. It's Theraflu.
John, don't go there. Don't go there.
Lisa telling Amelia, you tell Courtney that we can watch those kids. We can watch those kids. We'll babysit.
No, Gabor. Lisa the kind of person that if your daughter can't make it, I'll fill in for you. I'll go for you.
Hey, honey, I tell you what. I mean, if you ain't feeling that
You won't know the difference.
Look, if you ain't feeling that well, honey, just try it. Take the Theraflu or whatever, and just go there because we can be part of the Kardashians. And if you feel like you're in a bad situation, I would be down in the hotel lobby. Just turn all the lights off. And then I'll slide for you.
There's no more Kardashians after this season. That's a dead end.
You guys stop. Let me read this from Marina. Oh, Kyle is ignorant, but above all else, unoriginal. She was copying housewives who called out folks on donations that didn't go through and too ignorant to see the optics. She's right about that. I agree with you, Marina. You guys are oh my, the Lisa Rinna thing, pimping her daughter out is too funny. I mean, she didn't come out and condemn the relationship.
Hey, Gabor. Does that not remind you of when our good friend Kenya Moore, who we love so much, told Kim Z that she's pimping out her daughter for John Legend tickets? Come on.
Amen.
Yep,
okay, really, John, first of all, why are you bringing up Kenya again? You're trying
because I will bring up Kenya whenever I want to.
You're trying to get Perry started. Well, no, Perry's been he's been defeated.
Well, I mean, the only person I get it. I mean, like I said with Kenya, she don't have nobody to pimp out but herself. And that's what she do. But we'll move on.
Oh, Perry.
We'll move on.
Oh, Perry.
I can't.
The Pursuit of Portia is in stores in November. You make sure you pick up that book. You make sure you pick up that book because I'm sure it's on sale.
You know what? My girl Portia might be a gold digger, and we'll get back on topic in a minute. But you know she wasn't messing with no broke. Hey, but she wasn't trying to get with broke ass Mark like Kenya did and paid him. That's all I'm gonna say. We digest. We move on.
Okay, Perry.
Even the chat is getting crazy. Listen, someone says, Debbie says, why does Kathy Hilton sound and look like?
Oh wow!
I can't.
Whoa, Debbie.
Chat is going nuts.
Oh my
The
God.
chat is crazy.
Oh, I love everybody here. You guys are crazy. Okay. Woo. Okay, what am I supposed to talk about next? Oh, the whole last scene between Kyle, Sutton, and the new girl.
Crystal.
I love Crystal. The whole
Crystal, check.
escort
Crystal,
thing.
check. What did Wendy say? Check. Yes.
It was
checked
so good.
Sutton.
Let me start with you, V. How did you feel about Crystal saying to Sutton? Wait, what did she say? You're one of those.
You one of the girls that don't see
You're
color.
that girl. You're that girl. That was you. That's what she
And what she meant by that is
Don't tell me you one of those girls.
Right. She was
Are you
saying
one of those girls?
Yeah, she was saying when Kyle was explaining the situation about Garcelle and how Garcelle said, how it would look to other Black people, or calling her out, and it's not a good look for Black people. And then, what do you think?
Really quick
by, oh, you're one of those girls. What do you think meant by that?
But really quick, did you hear Kyle say that she didn't feel bad about what she said, and so she didn't give a damn. She knew what she was doing.
She did.
She knew what she was doing.
Exactly. But Gabor, take it a step further than that. She knew what the hell what she was doing when she had Crystal downstairs, Sutton, and she's sitting on that damn countertop. And I'm so glad that me and Garcelle's in a happy place right now.
Yeah, she knew.
We wasn't here last year, and then of course she's waiting on the other girl, and she figured Crystal was gonna be that fill-in wannabe. And she was like, "Oh, well, why wasn't you in a good spot?" "Oh, well, let me tell you. Because she didn't give me money. She came to a fundraiser and didn't pay the cash, right?" And then she went on to say from there, "Oh, well, but it was okay." No, it wasn't okay. You wouldn't have brung the shit up, okay?
She's fixed it now. She's fixed it now.
Tell me what y'all saw.
Right.
Tell me what y'all saw, because I saw that Sutton and Kyle probably had a conversation behind the scenes about it being race related, and that's why Kyle told her, "You're not being honest, Sutton. Sutton, you're not being honest." They had a conversation behind the scenes, because she was trying to. I felt like Sutton was trying to get her to just hurry up and breeze over it real quick. Like, okay, well, you fixed it now. We don't have to talk about it anymore. You fixed it now, though, right?
But see, I'm not sure about the back scene, but I'm just saying how Kyle tried to just let the new girl know. "Oh, well, if you didn't know the info, let me give it to you, but in a nice way, like throwing shade on Garcelle with saying, 'Oh, yeah, but it was no problem to me.'" She was glad to tell the problem so the new girl would think, "Oh, Garcelle don't pay her bills." And then Sutton jumped in and she said, "Well, I know. I mean, and Garcelle I talked to her and she came from this spot, and I understand where she was coming from, but I know you didn't mean it that way."
Well, what I wanted to say, Perry.
First of all, bitch, you don't know her to know if she meant it or not. You don't know her. Did she? Because she didn't mean it that way. I bet you think she didn't mean it that way when she told you not to be late on your rent neither, but the bitch meant it. She meant it with every bone in her body, and she wanted to pull her power over you when she said it. Because my shit would have been packed that night if she would have ever tried me like that in front of Bravo cameras.
You would have packed that night.
I would have packed that night. You got to understand what people try to do to you. That girl was trying to play her in front of those Bravo cameras. Make sure the rent is not late. You ain't got to ever worry about it being late.
Yeah,
bitch.
all on camera.
Because we gone tonight. We gone tonight.
And gonna make sure that people know this is my house and you just a tenant. Bitch, you can kiss my ass.
And if you don't do what I want you to do,
you would have moved.
I would have too. And probably would have slapped the shit out of her before I left too.
No, okay, wait, hold on. Let's go back to the last and most important scene. V, what do you think Crystal meant when she said to Sutton, "You're one of those"? What does she mean?
She said, "You're that girl."
Yo, okay, well,
that
you're
girl.
that girl.
No,
what does she mean?
That girl that calls that out every time. That'll just use that card.
Basically, what she said: "Don't tell me you one of those girls who don't see color. Do you see color? Do you see color?" She couldn't answer that
because she was trying to call her out by saying, if you don't see color, that's like a go-to that people that are really do see color. That's like a go-to that people
if you
use.
don't see color, then you're not acknowledging how Garcelle feels. Is that what she's saying?
You're not being real. You're not being real.
Okay, basically, if you don't see color, you ain't acknowledging that racism exists.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because
what did you take it to mean?
Who, me?
Yeah. Remember you're on the show?
He don't see color right now. He don't see color. John, you that guy.
Me real quick, because I feel like any way I answer this is gonna come out the wrong way. Like I don't even know what to say.
No. Be honest. John. Don't matter whatever you say. I might follow up and say, "Are you that dude? Are you that dude?"
Okay.
John don't see color.
This might be the end of my social media career. So I kind of felt bad for Sutton.
No!
Drop him. Drop him. I'm playing.
Jump him.
Because I thought that Sutton was being like genuine and like.
No. You know what, John.
John, speak your piece.
I'm sort of understanding what you're saying a little bit. Like you felt bad for her because you know she got a nice personality and all that. And you wasn't expecting a serious question to be asked to her. And when she couldn't answer it, you was like, damn.
I just felt like I think Sutton means well.
Uh-huh.
And like I thought maybe it was like a little bit too much of Crystal to like attack her like that.
John, I think your Wi-Fi is stuck. You probably need to drop and come back in.
You know what, though, John?
I'm only joking.
And that go back to this whole thing is this, right? Because you realize that as nice as Sutton is, she still have lived a life in a bubble. So she can hear certain things on the outside and sort of start to bring them in, but she don't fully connect with them.
Well, Gabor, do you think Krista was just being way too aggressive towards Sutton?
Yes.
No.
John, look at John.
Yes, and then John. How come you don't think that, Gabor? How come you don't think she was being too aggressive?
I don't think that she was being aggressive because
I'm sorry. Say it again, Gabor. I'm sorry.
I think that Sutton started with her. So at the point, Crystal was trying to explain how it feels to be a minority and how stereotypes can come off. And Sutton is the one who lost her cool. I'm not doing this. We're not going to do this. What?
She felt attacked.
She wasn't talking to her. Crystal wasn't talking to her at first. She was talking to Kyle. She was trying to explain to Kyle what it may feel like for Garcelle. You know what I'm saying? How the stereotype, for you to say something to me and the stereotype affect me.
Point. She was started out talking to Kyle. How did she end up talking to
who you talking about?
Crystal? She was talking to Kyle.
Okay, no. Okay, but basically, this bottom line is she started off talking to Kyle. Kyle came with, it was no such a big deal, but I'm so glad we're in a happy place right now. And this happened. And she said, well, wasn't you in a happy place last year? No, this happened. So when she said that, how Sutton got into it, when Sutton jumped in and said, hey, yeah, I know what Garcelle was saying. I understand what she was saying from this perspective, but I know, Kyle, you didn't mean it that way. And that rubbed Crystal the wrong way because Crystal saying, hey, she's been there before on the other side. And she was like, shit, I'm tired. Let me ask you, are you one of those?
But she was aggressive towards her. And Sutton was just there. Really had nothing to do with the situation.
Sometimes when people snap, Sharrell, they go
there. She snapped on her for no reason, though.
Okay, but then
I think that Sutton was being aggressive. If Crystal was being aggressive, Sutton was being aggressive.
Right, because Sutton could have just answered the question. No, I'm not.
Because she wasn't even talking to Sutton. Sutton was the one who really raised her voice first. And I'm not doing this. And she was like she was like, I don't want to talk about this. And Crystal said, well, it's easy for you not to talk about it being a white woman. For y'all being white women not to talk about it, but as a minority.
Crystal get so aggressive with it?
Because
she really did. She said, oh, you're that girl or you're like that. And Sutton was like,
again, going back to, I think that's that stereotype answer that you fall back on. Like, when it's about race, but you don't want to see race.
In Sutton's defense,
when it's about race, but you don't see race.
In Sutton's defense, I don't think that she wanted to engage in the conversation because she is a white girl from the South.
Yeah.
And there is also a stereotype about them kind of being racist, but I don't think that Crystal was being aggressive to her. And she could have explained her point the same way Crystal was explaining hers.
Well, it felt like she was getting aggressive towards her. For me, it felt like it, but maybe if she would have been a little more gentle, Sutton wouldn't have felt so attacked. What do you guys think about that?
Okay, but
Yes.
I feel like if I'm putting it into if we're watching Lion King, which Crystal can't drop enough because her husband directed it, I'm thinking that maybe Crystal was Scar and Sutton was like little baby Simba. That's just how I saw it. Just use another analogy out there. But I thought Crystal was like trying to make a name for herself in that scene, and I don't know. I felt bad for Sutton.
You think Crystal?
I mean, maybe, but then again, I look at it from the standpoint is that you sitting there talking to two white women, which you don't experience some other things, and you sitting there being honest. When it come across like, hey, are you one of those? We having a serious conversation about this whole thing because it was about Garcelle and what she did, and Sutton brung up, oh, Garcelle felt this way because she was black or whatever, that you came across this way. But I know you didn't do it that way. And Crystal sitting there saying, hey, I'm tired of people making excuses over, let's just have the conversation.
But here's one thing good that came out of it. And I never thought it would come from Beverly Hills. We're having these conversations. Like last year, we were just talking about them beating up on Denise. I like the show.
And then Puppygate the year before that. Don't forget.
Yeah, we're having real conversations this time. We're facing real issues, and it's going to get deeper than this. I mean, the whole Erica thing. I mean, it's 100% better with the new cast. What do you guys think? That they brought on Garcelle now that I just like it much better, and it's watchable. Because last season I was like, those girls are bullies, and I don't have time for it. Right. But I'm liking it. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
It's actually good right now when you deal with life situations instead of just all the created bullshit.
Yeah, we're not just talking petty stuff and bullying other people. We're talking about some real issues. What are you going to say, V? I cut you off.
I was just saying that those issues are going to come up throughout the show, different ones, and it's going to apply to if it's racist, if it's something that people have to deal with or talk about on a daily basis. I think this year is going to be a lot of real issues that come up that people have to deal with.
Gabor, I cut you off. Go ahead.
I honestly don't think that Crystal was being aggressive towards Sutton. They were having a conversation and Sutton interjected herself, but I don't think that Crystal needs to. She didn't raise her voice at her. She wasn't yelling at her. She didn't curse at her. So I don't know how was she supposed. That's another thing, right? Because she's Asian, and then you have this white girl who's probably sensitive. I don't think that she needs to change the way she talks just to appease Sutton or not to be looked at as jumping down Sutton's throat.
I have a question. You said that Gabor keeps bringing up that she's black. She's black. And I don't know if you noticed, Crystal kept bringing up, I'm Asian, I'm Asian, I'm Asian.
She never said that. She probably said it in her one-on-one, but when she was having a conversation with Kyle and that girl, all she said was minority. She never
not for that conversation. Like she'll say, I'm Asian, so I have to do something. And she keeps bringing up the fact that she's Chinese. You didn't hear that?
Yeah, she does.
Yeah, I didn't hear her say it with the other girls.
But I mean,
except for them being at her house and her introducing herself to Kyle and Rinna, I don't remember her saying anything about being Asian.
Well, I did. I heard. Did you guys hear it? She would always bring up like,
and talked about her culture and just
and her culture
introduction into her life. She's new on the show.
Yeah, in her one-on-ones, that's what I'm saying. I don't remember her saying it to the other girls outside of when she met with Kyle and Rinna that one time.
Girls. Okay, yeah, you're right. Not to the other girl. Yeah,
she just brought it up as an
introduction to her life.
Yeah.
But
Well, I like it. I like her, escort or not. We're so bad.
I mean, not all escorts are bad. It's just when you get a shitty attitude with it. That's the problem.
John knows how to make me laugh. He's being really.
I'm just eating some cantaloupe right now because I don't.
Anyway, do we like Garcelle, guys?
Yes, I like her on the show.
I like her. Perry, you like Garcelle?
Yep.
Do we like Crystal?
Yep.
I like her. I love her.
You know, I mean, because I think with these shows, you get to have a variety of things. You know, 'cause this world ain't just made up with one group.
Yeah.
It's just a mixture.
Yeah.
I think that's when you can get into life learning experiences. Because we all human at the end of the day. All being the same. We get to be in situations where we can start to understand each other, but you never will if you never mix or like mingle with the other race. You know what I'm saying?
Did y'all notice that we only saw one confessional from Sudden? Not what's the girl name? The fraud. Her husband, a fraud.
Oh, Erica.
Her husband is a fraud.
Erica.
No, the one who
it's one
Dorit. We only saw Dorit on her way out the door. We only saw one confessional from Dorit the whole episode.
You think they're getting ready to fire Dorit?
Hey, when the whole cast is there, she ain't got. I mean, she brings the fashion, but I'm just saying we only saw one confessional from her the whole episode.
Well, let me ask the Dorit specialist, John. What's your opinion on that?
As the Dorit specialist, I'm thinking who best to replace Dorit but Black Dolores. Let's move her from Jersey to Beverly Hills.
No, you don't think
no.
John, shut up, John. No.
You ain't gonna say shit over there neither.
I think we'll keep our eye on Dorit since Gabor brought it up. But if they had to fire somebody, because it is a lot of people, and they do want to make Kathy Hilton full time, John, you better take DVR Dorit. It could be her last season.
Because I tell you what, if Dolores went to Beverly Hills, she wouldn't do nothing but be Erica's bag carrier.
Well, Kathy got one. Kathy got one. Kyle.
Oh yeah, Kyle. Yeah.
Kyle is about to be her assistant, baby, and we about to see it. Watch.
You said Kyle. I mean, you said Kathy's about to make Kyle her assistant.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And we about to watch it.
It's gonna come.
I'm down for that. I'm down for that.
All right, guys. I like this season. I really like it. And we had to cover some really hard conversations. And so that's why I didn't take any phone calls, because some people get really heated with these conversations. But we tackled it, and we all did. And they're covering on the show, so we had to talk about it.
John had to lay on the couch.
John had to lay down a couple times, but he got through it.
I think I lost 10 pounds on this hour live. What?
It really gets heated when you talk about race. That's why I didn't take any calls. People get crazy. But I felt that we all got a chance to say our feelings and how we felt about it. And I'm even glad that the show is bringing it up and tackling things. It's so much better for me to talk about real life issues than to watch them bullies. And I don't think the bully crew have that much power this season. Do you guys agree with me?
Yeah, Doogie don't got no power this season.
Not yet.
Doogie?
That's Kyle's new name, Doogie.
Oh, Doogie.
Doogie, yeah.
Don't got no power this season.
This is the worst season for Doogie because she's watching her sister steal her show. I'm telling you, this is going to be the Kathy Hilton show after a while.
Just a replacer, yeah.
Yeah.
I get it.
All right. I wanted to thank everyone for your super chats. You don't have to give us the super chat and support the channel, but you do. So I really, really do appreciate it. I wanted to thank the chat. You guys are cracking me up, and everybody was giving their opinions. And that's what I appreciate the most. This is what this channel is for. Everyone gets to say how they feel. So also I wanted to thank my moderators. I wanted to thank the panel, Perry, V, John, and Gabor. You guys did really, really good for such a touchy subject. I really appreciate it. We'll be back next week. We're going to, because we asked a couple of videos ago, did they want us to review every episode of Beverly Hills? And the consensus was yes. So we're going to do that. It's going to be a lot of seasons.
Yeah, that's right.
It's going to like 20 something episodes, John. It's going to be a lot.
It's going to be a long season.
So until we meet again, you guys.
Let's see how long I make it.
If you start off laying on the couch, I'm gonna be worried.
All right, guys, on 3, let's say bye. 1, 2, 3. Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.